Signal Chasers.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Signal Chasers. We are getting close to chasing some signals, so behind me we can see the beginning Hulk, and let's just begin the episode proper, shall we? So behind me is the growing Hulk of our eventual signal chasing ship. We're just kind of stood here on the wraparound porch, because this might be the end of the wraparound porch. I think what I'm probably going to do today, I need to get all the thrusters queued up, which is going to be a bunch, and get all the stuff for those producing. Then I think I'm pretty much ready to tear down everything from this base, move it all onto the ship, and hopefully, if I can focus on the large thrusters, I should be able to, at the very least, get off the planet today. So, first things first, I've got the battery here discharging, and all the batteries on here recharging. So with that, plus the solar, we should have all the power kind of transferred onto this Hulk and ready. Let's see how much platinum we actually have. We got a bunch of ore. We have 15 ingots. Whew, that takes a while to refine. Now, how much do I need for a thruster component? Oh, 0.13. Okay, so that's not bad. And how many thruster components go into a thruster? Whoa. These big ones, nearly 1,000. Right. Maybe I focus on getting one thruster? Or maybe I changed my idea here. Because I've been going with these large ions with the thought that this ship was going to be heavy. But in reality, we're on the moon, which means we don't need near as much thrust because we've got a quarter gravity. And while there's going to be a lot to this thing, this is pretty much it. It's going to have a bunch of stuff in cargo, and then essentially I'm just going to slap a cockpit on it and take off. Maybe a gyroscope if I'm feeling saucy. Maybe I nix the whole big thrusters. Good thing that's attached to that thruster. If I nix the whole big thrusters idea, just have the big ones at the back. Oh, I need more steel to place them down. But I can go with maybe 8 lifting. And these, they still take 80. And that's a fair shake better than nearly 1,000. Yeah, so maybe I get this much stuff up and ready. And that'll be enough to, well, depart. How much can I build? So if I stick a welder in on either side of these tanks, I could at least get the big one. So I'll need to do that when the time comes for it. Well, let's get stuff queued up. What am I actually producing at the moment? Nothing, which is good. Okay. So that's the bits for 8 lifting thrusters. Produce them. And then we can see So I'll need 85 platinum ingots for all that. Gold? Oh, you need gold for thruster components. Oh, nuts. I did not realize that. Oh, no. Alright, new plan. We scrap all this lot. I guess I could have left some of this on here. Maybe I'll leave the big ones at the back. But, rest of you guys, get out of here. We need hydrogen. Okay, well, this simplifies matters a fair bit. I just need to gather as much platinum as I can and carry it with me to slowly refine and route. And then basically stick 4 hydrogen thrusters, just, you know, little guys around here. That should be enough for, you know, the basic flight I'm gonna need. We'll take off on the big booster. 1 retro thruster there. And, I mean, that's pretty much the ship. So that should be fairly simple. That's just gonna be cobalt. Alright, we can get rid of you guys. And I think gonna nix that for the moment. Put everything to production. Get my grinder, welder drill, Fandango out. And then set this up to weld up that thruster. So as that does its thing, I mean, the other part of this is basically just fill it full of ice. And I need to get that tank charged up. So I think... Are you out? 2 minutes. Let's go ahead... Maybe I leave this base. I mean, I like the porch. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to leave a survival kit in case things go real bad. And maybe I'll rearrange this a bit. And then just kind of leave it here as a little waypoint. You know, something people can come find if they need a little helping hand rest at. Which means I probably need somewhere to put the miner. Okay, for now this won't be pretty, but it'll work. Though I'm not going to be able to queue stuff up while that's producing the thing. Need steel plate. I mean, again, I could tear this all down. Maybe we tear this... Actually. How much is a hinge? Yeah, so I should be able to... Essentially, if I just tear down my little generator and hinge setup here, I can build a simplified version of that. And then use a small grid connector. I mean, it's not the perfect solution, but it'll work. I think this was out of hydrogen. Guess the engine wasn't, but it is now. Okay. Well, dang, if I leave this battery, I probably shouldn't have sucked all its power. Let's set them all to auto. Okay. That'll be good, and maybe I slap a solar panel on this whole thing before I'm through. Nope, that wasn't the right one. Alright. Small head. Let's go ahead and lock the hinge. I can turn it off because I don't need it on. And I'll just weld it up so we can have cargo pass through, because that's basically what this is for. And on goes the connector. Okay. On we go. Little jiggly, but that should be alright. Now... Yeah, if I go ahead and dump everything... I think what I'm gonna do is... Whoops. Drop a bunch of components that were inexplicably in the assembler. That's great. Then... maybe I get rid of the refinery. Yeah. Hold on. Is this refinery in use? Yes, it is. Okay, let's turn you off. Get all the stuff. In fact... get all the stuff into the large cargo container. Because... going to sever this link.
Full.
Oh god, I didn't have room, I guess, in my inventory when I ground down the survival kit. Or I guess I did, and not room for everything, that's why parts dropped. Yeah, well. Now that we have this severed, the ship is truly its own ship. Whoops. I'll go ahead and stick a solar panel, and maybe a survival kit will go here. Yeah, that'll work. Just so I have a little, you know, fallback base if need be. Alright, so you're out of power. We'll make it a little more basic than it was. But... ooh, we do have our thruster. Which is on and shouldn't be. Let's go ahead and... all off. Alright, we should have all the bits to build these up. Just before we do finish this. That should be enough of a little base that if I ever need to come back, I can, and, you know, leaves a legacy. Now, yeah, let's get all the bits for these. Ooh, that's another good reason to have the little base. I don't currently have anywhere I can recharge my power on this grid. So, I also have nowhere now to get oxygen and hydrogen, which probably isn't good. Oh, that means I'll need an oxygen tank on the ship. Because otherwise, all the ice I put in will solely get converted to hydrogen. Which I kind of want, but at the same time, I would like to be able to breathe. Oh, and I don't think I left anywhere convenient looking to put it. Let's get this built. Okay. Need to turn off that. Last thruster. You. Alright. Well, ship is coming along. Maybe now. So, I'm going to need some sort. Let's see if I have enough to put an actual med bay on board. Then we'll need an oxygen tank. And I should probably go ahead and fit the cockpit. And I think all this is temporary, but we'll have cockpit there. Maybe down under here. If I had the interior plate for it, which I now do. We'll stick ourselves a little medical room. Not may be able to stay down there. Then maybe if I off the bottom of this medical room and just for the moment build a little platform for myself, but that'll connect us to the ground. I can grind this away. Maybe here under the refinery I'll put a pipe. And then the oxygen tank. Yeah, this may get rearranged because I'd kind of like how I sort of envision this vessel long term. This area underneath is going to be the sort of engineering pass-through area. So I'll be able to walk down each side. So I think the medical room will change. I may put some living stuff up front here. Or I may see if I can widen it and make a sort of elongated delta shape. And then have living quarters off each side. We'll get to that when we get to it. Ooh. And I should do this conserving fuel as much as possible because I am low. Can I... almost can reach that. Let's go ahead. Oh, I think I'm out of steel. Okay. I'll get that. Can I... I can just reach without going up. Oh, and I've pulled stuff for the other bits. Actually, that works because I should be able to refill my hydrogen from the cockpit as well. What else do I have? Bunch of tubes. I didn't mean to do that. Actually, maybe I did. Okay, let's do... Grids can come later. Let's get the cockpit, please. Okay. There we go. Hydrogen refilled. I'm out of ice, which means oxygen is a problem. So I may well have oxygen, some left over in the mining cockpit. Because cockpits will get pressurized and hold their pressure so long as you don't breathe at all. Guess let's get this up and going. What am I out of for the medical components? Might be silver. Yep, it is. Alright, well. We know where some silver is. Actually, there's platinum over there. I think there was silver near the ice. I need some ice anyway. Let's go scout that out. Worst comes to it, I dock back up and then dig a deeper tunnel down to the silver I have here. Just because I think getting a larger load of this will be smarter. Okay. Yeah, what is here? No, this is silicon and magnesium. Well, we'll get a load of ice so that we can produce some oxygen. And then maybe get back, mine some silver. Maybe check on the state of all the other stuff. Resources are a real pain. That's kind of my main holdup at the moment. Okay. I think that's enough ice. At least for this trip. I should be able to find it without too much difficulty on asteroids. I think they usually have a fair amount. Alright. Docked up. And we have oxygen filling. Alright, perfect. Now let's go ahead and stick all of the stuff from this ship into the cargo of the other one, which we have. I think I'm gonna go at it from a slightly different position. Make ourselves a nice silver hole. Now, one full load of silver should do me, I think. So I don't think you need a ton of it for stuff. I know you need it for gravity components to a degree. And then medical components, of course. I mean, it can be another thing that if I need it out there, I can find it elsewhere. Just think my best bet, despite it being much more difficult to find stuff out in asteroids, you know, floating loose in space, I think it's also much less risky leaving all my stuff out and about when I take my long sleeps. Because I do tend to record, you know, I record about once a week and then leave the server for about a week, and I do try and check up on it every so often, but there's really only so much I can do, and, you know, if someone decides to come and wipe stuff out, it's a much likelier chance, if they can find me, I won't be here to do anything about it. I'm nearly full, but... oh, in fact, there I go. That silver takes a while. The per voxel, I guess, amount of silver must not be too high. Okay. Now let's get our refinery refining on the right stuff. Right. Let's pull that. No, no platinum. Silver is what you want. Okay, and we have produced one medical component. Each one takes 6. Well, 6.67. Oofa. Well, I guess we should do a check. What else do I need? I'd like to get this built before I depart. And I think everything else I'm good. I mean, the biggest thing is just having more hydrogen. I'm going to do something a little bold. I'm just going to shoot straight up all the way to lunar orbit. Which does go to show how relatively easy it is to do. So the reason I'm going all the way up here is I want to see if I can spot the pole. Because if I were close to ice, it may be worth... oh, hello, unknown signal. If I were close to ice, it may be worth shooting over to it. In fact, I see little tickles of blue over there. I bet that's the lunar pole. And that is a good way around the planet. Let's stop at this signal while we're up here. Ooh, it's one with the big cargoes. What you got? Some nice new Badger shoes. Ooh. And a bunch of space credits. Those could be handy. And actually, on the topic of... oops, I could have used that canvas. On the topic of needing resources in space, another option I have, if I don't want to just hunt stuff down, I could go and trade for it. So... oh, interestingly, did I turn that GPS off? No, I think they stopped broadcasting. There was a station out there somewhere. Yeah, that's a bummer. There goes that plan a little bit. But if I travel around, I should be able to find other trade stations out there that I can use to essentially purchase goods. I can sell what I don't need, buy things to help me out, and maybe do some of the missions and jobs to get myself some of the supplies I need. Oh, I was just too far away. So it's on the other side of the moon. So if I get to the point where I can travel, maybe I head there first and check it out. See what sort of stuff I can get. Am I gonna have enough? I think I will. Or I won't, because I'm now out of iron. Away, ship. That's all the ore we have on board. And we've got all the bits. Okay. Well, that is a ship. That's for sure. Unfortunately, it's a ship that needs fuel. And frankly, I don't think I'm going to be able to take off, well, this episode or this week. So, one more week of staying here. Hopefully nothing bad happens. That would really suck. But, I mean, that's what you gotta do. That's life on a public server. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to become a member with that member button. It helps support the channel and make this viable for me to do all the time. Until next week, bye-bye.